So, you're probably wondering, what is Edo Pro? Well, this is a game of sorts, made by the team Project Ignis. The name Edo Pro comes from the lead developer's name, Edo9300. The best summary of it is the Yu-Gi-Oh equivalent to Pokemon Showdown, where you can use any card in existence with your deck with any interchangeable rule sets. This is a project that has been developed over a long period of time, and it's still constantly being worked on. For those that don't know, Yu-Gi-Oh is a very old franchise, having been around for about 22 years at the time of recording this. There are thousands of monsters, spells, and trap cards that you can use in the game. And with Edo Pro, you don't have to buy booster packs or structure decks. I found this on my own some time ago, and it's a blast. To start off, the deck building is pretty easy, if you know your way around Yu-Gi-Oh at least. You can sort by every type of card, even subtypes, levels, pendulum scales, and more. Something that I really like about the deck building is that cards will specify their archetypes so that you can make well-structured decks that are within legal play. Something else I haven't gotten into is anime-specific cards, which are of course cards that came from the anime. Lastly, for the deck builder, it also has a lot of pre-made decks, and I do mean a lot. Next, let's talk about battles, starting with AI. There's the option of battle against AI, with them using certain decks. This option is found in the LAN tab, and the fact that you can play on LAN is really cool too. Basically, you just pick your ban list, extra things like turn time, your deck, and you're good to go. Now, I might not be the best Yu-Gi-Oh player, but even though the AI says it's not very smart, it beats me very often when it uses a good deck. Anyways, there are some weaker decks that you can give the AI for a bit of an easier experience, and the AI is just a great way to test decks. The gameplay is just like what you'd expect. You have your standard board with options for how pendulum scales work, and you can hover the mouse around any card on the board to read their effects. This is actually really similar to how the official games work, but in my opinion, it has its advantages over them. At the end of every fight as well, you have the options to save a replay and also to rematch. Now, let's move on to online play. This is just like what you'd expect, where you play against anyone in the whole wide world. When making a lobby, you can set a password and additional notes, so that you can only let certain people in. People can also be kicked, so you don't have to worry about when someone joins and you don't want them to be there, or it just clogs up the lobby. Also, of course, you can join other people's lobbies, but in my experience, people get specific, telling you to play meta, not play meta, or use anime-only decks. Now, like many games, there are people who are perfectionists and some trolls. You might join a match, and on turn 1, the other player leaves because they didn't get a good draw. Otherwise though, you can have some fun games, but people online can definitely be much more skilled than the AI, with much tougher decks. By the way, if you try this out, you can probably spot me using a Medulci deck, or just a lot of synchros. Yeah though, this is a very fun game, and I like that you can just get in very quickly. The thing I don't like about the official games is buying packs. The process of opening packs and scraping together cards just feels tedious. So eliminating it makes the experience better for me overall. People do say that necessity breeds creativity, but in a game where decks only really work when you structure them with certain types of cards, the saying doesn't really hold up. This is also really fun if you're just trying to get into Yu-Gi-Oh! It might be intimidating to look at when you start off, but If you have one of the newer shows to go off of, because they're much more accurate than the older series, or someone who just knows the game, you can get the hang of it. Some miscellaneous things are that there's also puzzles, which seem to be challenge-type duels, and you can greatly customize the program, as detailed in the official Discord, linked in the description. Unfortunately, the amount of open games isn't always that high, but if you look at the Discord, there's around 200,000 people in it. The game's always active, so if you want to try this out, again, the link to the Discord is in the description, where you can download it. With all of that said though, thank you to everybody for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye!